Good morning, everybody. It's Leanne with today's live video. Every Tuesday, 11 a.m., I host a free class, basically giving you tips, techniques, fun fold cards. Today, I'm really excited about today's project, and I think you'll love it. It's easy, and I've got some great fun fold cards that anybody can do. I'm just waiting for my laptop to sync up here so I can watch comments as well as I can. Sometimes I get so into what I'm doing that I miss the comments, but I always go back and read them and respond if you have a question. Okay, I think we're ready. It's a little bit crooked, but I'll see if I can straighten that just a hair. As some of you know, I don't like crooked. I'm very aware of that. Okay, all right. I want to cover celebration really quickly. As most of you know, it ends Thursday. So Thursday is the last day of celebration, and I'm actually quite surprised that everything is still available but one thing, and that is the Botanical Layers cling mount stamp. So that is actually was a really good choice. It has both greetings and images. So for $50 order, you get that free. But there's still a lot of great things in here from the spring catalog, a couple of things, the annual catalog, a few things, some kits, punches. Yeah, there's some great things. So if you haven't ordered yet and you have some, whether you're stocking up on cardstock or maybe punches or a set of dies, I highly encourage you to take advantage and get one last free item or two, depending on your order. So, and don't forget, I'd love to have any of you join my team. We have an awesome team, friendly, active. Yeah, I would love to see somebody join and take advantage of the starter kit. Now, I did not pre-order the Glass Mat Studio. I kicked myself because everybody loves it. Anybody who's gotten that said it's the best thing since sliced bread to work on. A printed grid, it's wipe-offable, you get the chamois, you get the silicone mat. It's great for techniques, and they say, in fact, Joan brought hers to our last team meeting, and she said that you don't even need a padded surface to stamp photopolymer stamps. It stamps all stamps images perfectly. So if you don't want the Glass Mat Studio for free, it's a $60 value, by the way, you can get a $30 add-on, all for $99. So $155 in product for $99. So it's a fabulous deal. If you have any questions, please ask me. Remember, you do not have to sell or hold events. Most of my team are what we call hobbyists, and they just enjoy the perks of being on a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, being on a team. We get to pre-order at a discount, I'm just saying. We'll see the new catalog on March 18th. We get to view the brand new annual catalog, and we get to pre-order in April. So remember, demonstrators get to do all that early, a month early before other people. So we are going to focus today a little bit on the Sunny Days designer paper and also the Softly Sophisticated. I'm going to show you two versions of my projects using these items. So the first, oh gosh, I have to do a little bit more housekeeping or talking before we get into our projects. I'm so excited about them. Can you tell? I want to get right into this. All right. We will start with Prize Patrol. Okay, last week I said I was going to give away this card kit of, I think it's 8 cards, 8 envelopes to match, and that is for sharing, somebody who shared, and this is the prize for commenting. This is sequins, adhesive back sequins. So the winners are, I'm going to put this aside for a little bit. Drum roll, I don't know if they're on yet, but we have Babette Drover won the sequins and Lori Engel won the cards kit. So congratulations, gal, for sharing and commenting. You get in the prize drawing or prize patrol drawing for next week's video. So if you enjoy my videos, share them with a crafty friend, share them on your Facebook page or in a group or somewhere that you're in I'd love to get more followers, more people watching. So next week's prizes for commenting are 3 cards featuring some of the designer paper from Celebration. So this is one I made on a previous demonstration or video, and this is a swap and this is a swap. So some card ideas, neat layout ideas. So yeah, this is the prize for commenting. And for sharing, I'm going to give away the Friendly Gnome stamp set. And that is a brand new set that was from, I believe, last year's spring catalog. So yeah, those are my 2 prizes for today's video. So don't forget to comment and share to be in on the drawing. Okay, I wanted to mention Paper Pumpkin. So the March Paper Pumpkin kit, which we have through March 10th to opt in on, features the Memorable Meadows is the theme. It features the Meadows designer paper. Gosh, no, it's not Garden Meadows. Meandering Meadows designer paper theme, and it's scenes and it's flowers, and you get an extra free stamp set. So don't forget that if you opt in by March 10th, you will get this stamp set, bonus stamp set, and the kit, which I believe is cards. Now I wanted to show you, I received this last week. This is the February Paper Pumpkin. And I guess it's 9 projects. I haven't delved into it too deeply, but 2 sets of cards with envelopes. It's 3 each and 3 boxes. So if you've never gotten Paper Pumpkin, you get a stamp set, and there is the stamp set. They give us a little printout now that we can put in a container or baggie. And then you get, of course, the directions. This has all the photo directions, how to make the projects. And then on the back, it shows you some alternate ideas. It gives you the coordinating colors, supplies for 6 cards and 3 boxes, it says. So there is also a detailed instructions video. When you scan the code, there's a video for every single Paper Pumpkin that comes out. So you just have to be, I think there's a, Stampin' Up! Has a Paper Pumpkin Facebook page that they share the video on. You can go, oh, and they also have a YouTube channel, a Paper Pumpkin YouTube channel. So you get the stamp set, the ink spot, and all of the supplies to make the cards, the box. So this card actually has a printed, I love the gingham, so cool. Gingham is so springy. Get the tearing tape and some twine. You get some little white gems and dimensionals and mini glue dots. Here are the slimline. Oh, you get slimline envelopes. I honestly haven't looked at this that deeply. There's the other cards with gingham, and here are some of the elements. So they're like die cut, so you just pop them out. Yeah, really cool. So this is, now you can no longer get this whole kit. However, if you're a subscriber, they opened up the refill kit for this. Now the refill kit includes all of that. Let me turn those on the side so they're not bent. But that, you do not receive the stamp set or the ink spot. But honestly, a lot of times the images are not necessary. It's the greetings we need. As you can see, the greeting is there. There's no stamped bunnies, chicks, or flowers. Those are for add-on, like adding to the inside. So you really just need greetings. So this would be a great refill kit to get. If you want some Easter cards, you just need your own greetings. You will not get those things. Everything else, and I think they're $11.50 for this whole kit. So yeah, it's a great deal on when you're a paper, but you have to be a subscriber before you can get any of the add-on or the kit refills. So I love Paper Pumpkin. They are just fabulous kits. Better all the time. Every month, every year is better. Yeah, it is a really cute kit. Okay, I wanted to talk about the inventory status report. I'll try and share that with you so you're updated. Demonstrators have access to this list all the time, but I know that there's nothing like this for customers. So I try and keep you updated. The Modern Oval Punch, Hearts, Flowers, Gems, Purple Fine Shimmer Gems, Meandering Meadows are all due around March 11th. Now, sometimes these dates change depending on what's happening with shipping. Unfortunately, they just ran out of the Cutest Cows Punch, and here I did a whole video last week on that. People really wanted it, and now it's gone. But it'll be back in about a month. So be patient, and sometimes it's earlier, sometimes it's later. Those dates can change. The Hexagon Punch, which I am featuring today, is also out of stock until April. Hopefully that will come back sooner. And then the Adoring Hearts Embossing Folder and Dies is May, which these are in the, I think, almost everything, but the Meandering Meadows, that's an online exclusive, is from the spring catalog. So things are going, and they will be in the retiring list the first part of April. So another reason to order things now so you don't run into that issue of, oh, it's gone, it's out of stock, they sold out early. Yeah. Oh, you're right, Gian. That kit is a cute kit for baby cards as well. Yeah, great idea. Okay. I'm going to give you a sneak peek of my choices for my card kits to go in March. I already have one done, and that features the, what is the name of this? A Little Latte designer paper. So this is adorable paper. So it's coffee if you're not into coffee, and I am honestly not a coffee drinker, but I drink tea. So there are a lot of fun patterns in here. So this is my one of my featured kits. This will be my kit for my subscribers. And then I will be using the Zinnia paper also. So yeah, really cool patterns. I think I'm sure all but the green one here maybe. So that is going to be, oh, and then this one. There's a lot. One of my other kits to go, I believe. I'm going to work on those today or tomorrow, these cards. So they will be up on my tutorial shop probably in the next few days. For sure by the weekend, they should be up. So, okay, let's see. Is that it? I think so. All right, that's it for news and updates and whatnot. So let's get to our project. So I mentioned I was going to feature the Sunny Days designer paper, and that project is my finished one. This is the adorable designer paper from Celebration. So you have the option of getting this free with a $50 order. And I can't believe all the papers are still available. It's really shocking to me. All right, so here we go with my project. So it is a card box that stores 6 cards in envelopes. It's a 1-sheet box. And I got the idea from Julie DiMatteo, I think is her name. So I am going to share how to make this. So I use the Celebration free ribbon. This is the Sunny Days designer paper. This is the Heartfelt Hexagon bundle. And remember the punch, I still used it. It's not available, but hopefully you either have it or you're going to get it because it is wonderful stamp set or bundle. You'll see. All right, let's open the box. So I didn't want to retie. So once I tied this, I just finagle it back on. Maybe do it a little looser next time so it's easier, but here's the cards and here's the box. Isn't that cool? So you can see it's 1 sheet, just folded and scored and folded. So you could jazz this up a lot more than I did. I really considered putting a border die, like a little scallop. I think that would be adorable. But I kept it really simple. Maybe I'll jazz this up later. I don't know. But Sometimes I like to keep it simple so you're not think, oh, there's so many things to do to finish that. I don't want to even try. so sometimes I do keep it simple. All right, so the cards and matching envelopes. Let's do one at a time. So they're all simple fun folds. And this will be the project sheet with the template will be on my blog next Monday. So it shows how to make them, the cards, the box, the template. It'll all be on my blog with this free project sheet on Monday. So I usually wait a week. So this is just a simple jazzed up bookbinding fold. Okay, it's just a really simple, isn't that just adorable though? Love this. And the matching designer paper envelopes. So I emulated my team member Karen. So this, and the inspiration for this, I had one of my team members and customers ask me, I need a way to gift cards. I'm tired of just wrapping a ribbon around a group of cards and giving them, I want a box. So can you share a box idea for cards? So I went looking, and this was one that I found that I liked the idea of a one sheet box. Okay, I'm gonna keep going with the cards. Now remember, all of these are fun fold cards. So here features the clouds, cloud paper. This is a simple where you trim off here and use that piece that you trimmed off as your card front. Such an easy fun fold. And this one, again, matching envelopes, is where you take a designer paper piece and add it to your finished scored card. It has a strip here, and you just add that piece there. Now I know my inside doesn't match. Kind of bothers me, but there is yellow in here, or I should say wild wheat. So I'm gonna just leave it as is, but that's the final fold. So I'm gonna make a set of cards, but only with different paper. So we're gonna set this aside, and they do all fit beautifully in here. It helps to kind of lay it down or stand it up, and there. And then you can simply just add that ribbon to the front. So it is tight, but it does work. There you go. So how simple. Okay, let's get started. All right, we're gonna start with the box. Now, if you wanna do a screenshot, if you can't wait for Monday to make this project, get a screenshot of that, because I'm gonna start bring in my scoring board. So I like to use a scoring board rather than a paper trimmer. It's just, this is my scoreboard, and I use it every day. Every time I make cards, I use it. So, but like I said, this will be on my blog on Monday. All right, so I chose this pattern. I have hardly used this pattern at all yet. All right, I wonder if I can keep this in at the same time, because I only made one of these. So this is going to be kind of new to me. Now, is there an up and a down? Yeah, I think this is the up. Okay, so you want to start with, if you have a direction for your paper, you want to start it like that, I think. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna go with it. It's not terribly directional, but anyway, you need it vertical like this. So I'm using the wide end of my stylus, not the skinny one. Designer paper, you want the wide end, or you may cut through. Okay, then 3 inches and 9 inches. Okay, so then we're going to turn it this way, and we're going to score, actually, I'm gonna go this way. We're going to do the 4 and a half. Well, you know what? I'm gonna put that back in. I'm gonna do it this way. Try this way. Okay, so 4 and a half. Here's the 4 and a half mark. Okay, and then 5 and a half. And then we go all the way to 10 and 10 and a half. Okay, now this is gonna be pretty much impossible for you to see. I may flip it to the other side. Might be a little easier, but we will find those score lines and basically burnish. And yes, I probably could use my bone folder, but it's not really that necessary. And I'll do this one and then this one. Okay, now I go this way and find that 3-inch. So how many of you like to gift cards to people in a box? I think you're gonna like this project a lot. Okay, so we have that. Now we're going to cut off those pieces. That's pretty much what we're going to do. And remember, there are 2 score lines. There's one and then there's another, a 10 and 10 and a half. So we're gonna do the bottom one. We want to eliminate the bottom one. And it is really hard to see. And you could use a paper trimmer if you want to. And only up to that 3 or 9-inch score line. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing here. Now the next part you will want to probably pay close attention to. I'll try and give as clear a direction. So that's the waist, and you could use that for a layer, for a punch, if you want to. Now if you wanted to keep this unscored, you can stop your score line at the 10.5-inch score line at the 3 and the 9-inch. So this is one piece without a score line. I didn't really care. So, so yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Okay, so now, like I said, if you want to make a mark with, I didn't even bring a ruler, on this, these diagonals are the hardest part of this box. However, there's a little trick. So, you know, I only did this once. I think what I did was bring this down. Oh, I know what I did. Oh my goodness, I have to get my box out. I didn't bring a ruler because I was going to do just the fold. And okay, so there we go. We're going to bring, oh, I don't like being confused on the camera. Okay, I believe it's like this. We're going to bring this score line down to here. And it's going to go the other way, but I'm going to try that. Yes, that's what it is. Okay, so I had to kind of just peek here. We don't need to measure, but okay, now I'm going to do it the right way. So you're going to bring from this score line, you're going to fold this in. See how that is? Fold that in, bring the bottom score line. Remember, there's 2 here. You're going to bring the bottom score line, keep that starting at that score line, and then bring that score line to the edge, the even edge, and then fold that in. So you see that? There we have the start to our box. Okay, we're not doing anything with this center score, 1-inch score line. Okay, now let's flip that around and do the same thing here. So we're going to find that score line, and then we're going to bring, oh, I can confuse myself like nobody's business here. I'm going to bring this right here for the score line, right there. So that's why, I'll show you in a minute, on the template, why I gave a measurement. If you would rather make a mark from the score line down, so you see this to here, you make a mark at 1.5 from the score line up. So on my template here, here's the score line. Oh, I'm sorry, here's the bottom. You make a mark at 1.5, and then you simply score to that score line. Okay, so 1.5 to the score line. That would probably be easier than what I'm doing, but this is a no measure way to do this. So just find that lowest score line and bring from the corner, bring that down to meet the edge, hold that in place, and then just burnish this. And there we go, there's our box. So now we have to glue. And that's, like I said, on the template, every one of these will be at 1.5 from the bottom and the top. 1.5, 1.5. So if you prefer doing that, I did give you score measurements. All right. So we will be adhering all of these large areas. That might have been a little close. Down. And here. So our box is like halfway done. So all of these angled pieces get adhered down flat, and that will give us our nice box shape. You could use tear and tape or other adhesive. Okay. There we go, a box. Ready for cards. So I know that the angles are confusing. Try it. Once you have one in your hand, you save it. Or use scrap paper and save it so you always have one ready so you're not confused like me. Okay, so like I said, this template and the tutorial or the project sheet will be on my blog on Monday. Remember, the blog is flowerbug.net. I hope you follow me. I hope you do that so you don't miss anything. Okay, so to tie the bow, this is always the worst part for a lot of people. So I'm going to, oh, I forgot to bring my reverse tweezers. That makes it so much easier. So I prefer when and I'm gonna scoot this down here so I have something firmer to work on. Okay, so try and tie a bow on a video. It's always a challenge. And this is the free ribbon for celebration. It's free with a $50 order. So once I'm done tying my bow, I usually have to finagle it until I'm happy with how it lays. Okay, well, that's not laying well, but I can always finagle better. And then I will scoot that up to where I want it to be. So what I did for this is to add just a simple tag. So I wanted to add a tag, but then how do you add that tag? Now I could have adhered it right to the box and let it be, just stay there so the ribbon kind of covers it, but I kind of like it when it's added to the whole thing. So I got out some white twine, and yeah, this is some older white twine. We do have some, but I tend to run out of that, so I keep my older version, and punched a little hole there, threaded it through. So I will be making tags like this for the cards, so I made this one ahead of time. So once you put that on, it will stay, and you can actually remove it if you need to. So you can trim. I give myself a lot of twine to finish this. Twine is always a challenge because it's so thin to work with. Okay, so there is the front of our box, and I might trim some of that ribbon as well. All right, so you can see the difference. This is bright and this is kind of subtle and soft, but we're gonna make cards to match this now. Okay, so I'm gonna get out those cards. We're gonna make them one at a time. So here is that version, and we're going to do that one in Pool Party this time. So when I make two cards like this, and I actually did bring one piece of cardstock. So you know you want two cards. So this is 8.5 by 11, but this is, I believe it's an extra inch, so 5 1/4, and I scored it at 1 inch. So what I do is I bring in my either scoreboard, I'm not going to do it because I want to show you a little bit harder card when I do that. But bring this in, score it all at once at 4 1/4. Now you can use your paper trimmer to do that, and you'll be fine. But then I have this whole sheet left over instead of a half. So sometimes that makes a difference, but I always score 2 cards at once, always. So right now I would score that at 4 1/4 and then trim off my long extra piece, and then I have this whole long piece to do with what I want. And I'll show you another way on another card. It's a little bit harder. Okay, so what I did here was use a bone folder, is grab a piece of paper. I love this pattern. So this is 4 inches by 5 1/2, and I'm going to lay that on make sure the edge of my card is ready and matched up. Then we will just add this. And yes, I didn't use a whole 4 1/4 because now I can get a lot more pieces. 4 inches wide on a 12-inch, you get 6 pieces for this type of card. So, so now I'm going to add the center layer, and I'm going to do this part, this side. So this is such an easy, fun fold to do. Oh, did I put that the wrong way? Oh well, I did. I think it's upside down. Oh well, I'm not going to stress about it. Okay, so that's going to be in the inside, and I think I will, because the pattern is so kind of soft and not terribly directional, I'm just going to be okay with that. Okay, so here's our strip that goes across. I'm going to do my little banner thing. I really like banners. Start in the middle and then do corner to corner. Now we're going to tie ribbon around. This one is the Sweet Sorbet ribbon. I like the skinny ribbon a lot, but this one ties well. This is the free ribbon from Celebration. Didn't give myself a whole lot of ribbon here. So I'm going to give you a little tip when you tie a knot, okay? So you're going to cross over, do a double knot. Now when you're pulling, this one didn't turn out that well. Find a smooth part of your ribbon, and then you pull, you hold that in place and you pull the opposite end. So that smooth part stays on top. So I'm only going to pull one side, and maybe I should be pulling from the other side, but see how that stayed? I pulled this one. This one stayed pretty short. And so my knot stayed, and I'll probably do another one, I think. Can't remember. Let's trim off the ends. Okay. And then that will go. And you can decide to take it all the way to the end. I changed this one up by just going to the designer paper area. Okay. All right, now we will stamp our greeting, and we will do that in Wild Wheat and Pool Party. So let's see, these cards are going to be very similar, and there's 2 different, when I use this, there's 2 different outlines. I'm going to use the skinny one here on this one. I don't know why. And we will do that in, no, I'm not going to use the skinny one. I'm looking at my other sample, which I'll show in a minute. This is Wild Wheat. Okay, clean that off, and can't remember what I put on the inside. Then we'll do our greeting and Pool Party. And I'm going to do sending lots of love and hugs. Works for a lot of things. You'll see on my cards the insides. I don't, well, I showed some of them. Okay, clean that up. Let's see. Yep, this I'm gonna do a sympathy card. I thought this was a pretty sympathy card pattern. Okay, Okay. Okay, this one's almost done. We will punch out. I'm so sorry that I'm using something you can't order right now, but you can order it soon, hopefully in, well, no, not soon. I can't say soon, April. Seems like a long ways away, but hopefully it'll come back in earlier. Now, oh, I wish I would have put that over just a little bit. Maybe I still can. There we go. Okay, now some dimensionals. So these, this project sheet that will be posted on my blog on Monday will show and have the dimensions for all of the cards as well as the box. So there is the same card layout, but using different paper. Sunny Days and Softly Sophisticated. So then on this card, I even added a few little gems. All right, so that seems just a little bit crooked. See if I can lift that side up. When you're lifting, lift slow. Okay, that's a little better. Okay, so there is that version. Oh, and then I'm wondering if I did. Oh, I only did one. So you might notice my envelopes. I'm going to show you the easy way to do the envelopes. Okay, so what I do here, isn't that a pretty gift to have matching envelopes? So my friend Karen and team member Karen, she loves to use designer paper, loves it. She says, I'm not even going to stamp my own paper because Stampin' Up! Does such a great job of making their paper, and I'm going to use it. So she does every envelope is decorated or stamped. So I filled the back with very thin amounts of liquid glue. You could use tape runner, but I really like how I can get right to the edge. So then you just simply turn it over and start trimming. Okay, and it helps to have a nice flat edge for the top. That's where you want to focus. So I always start with my edge on the top of my envelope. Whether you have, what kind of envelopes you have, you know, I don't know, but it helps to have the top straight. Okay, how fast is that? So now we have these two cards ready to go. Okay, moving on to the next ones. Okay, let's do the coral card. All right, so this one is this one, this jazzed up bookbinding fold, right? So it's actually, the card ends here. This is a whole extra piece right here that you add your designer paper to. But it gives you the opportunity to have 3 pieces of designer paper that coordinate. Isn't that cool? Okay, so I'm going to use my bone folder. And this one actually gets folded back. Okay. Now the first thing you want to do is adhere your bookbinding. Okay, adhere that down, and right away I'm going to add my designer paper, just because I can. I'm going to fold this back so I can see my edges. Now this, if you just join me, this is the Softly Sophisticated designer paper, free during celebration. Okay, we're going to add the inside paper. Oh, I better use, I don't know my edges as well when there's a open space here. And I did stamp my inside just because I wanted to save a little bit of time. So the inside is here. Love this saying. So perfect for just about anything. Okay, now this is the paper I'm going to use on the front. I don't know, I think I'm going to make that the right side up. It's hard to tell on designer paper sometimes. Okay, this is one of the patterns in the Softly Sophisticated. This is all from the Softly Sophisticated. Okay, now this you have quite some play. You can put it way over there, you could put it here, make it even, but I like it odd. I like it off a little bit so it's not perfectly even. And it's 4 1/4 inches tall, my extra piece. So you can see this is narrower. That's just how I like it. Okay, so now we are going to stamp the For You, is what I'm going to do, on a piece of scrap and using Calypso Coral ink. And we're going to use the double oval punch here. Oh, let's see, do I need this out? No, I do not, but I need a scrap because we're gonna build from the bottom up. I guess I kind of started in the middle, and we're going to do, we'll do this one. One of those outlines. I'm gonna go this way. Okay, and yeah, I think that's it for stamping. Okay, so punching. I'm gonna start with the oval punch. This is one of my very favorite punches we have. I use it so often. It layers so beautifully, and I don't know, it just makes, if you like to layer, this is the bomb. The double oval punch, and it's available. You don't have to wait and get it during celebration, and then you get some free things if you get up to 50 or 100. Okay, all right, so layering, we're going to do our oval side, one more card. I want to actually show you how to cut that one. Okay, dimensionals. Always add pop-ups. I always add pop-ups. It really makes a difference on your cards. And if you don't have some of our dimensionals, you will love them because they're not so high. They really are nice for mailing because they're not so high. Okay, we're going to do a little ribbon fold. Just gonna trim. This is our in color ribbon. This is the Wild Wheat ribbon. Now you can use mini glue dots for this part right here that I just did. Just did a little adhesive. Now I don't have my glue dots, so I'm going to use this again. This is our Seal Plus, which is a favorite of mine. I'm going to sneak that in and add that to the card. The ribbon's a little bit long here. And you can do it however which way you want to cut your ribbon ends. And add adhesive, and this card is done. Center that. Isn't that cool? So I added a little flower. In fact, maybe I will do that. I'm going to get that out and get my Wild Wheat out and show you those little flower things. Okay. Do the little stem and leaves, and then my little flower. Just adds so much, doesn't it? Just that little extra touch. Okay. All right, I'm gonna put some of these ink pads away. We have one more card after this. So here is the other version. Now this one, I did change up. I changed up the background. So this one pulls in the Wild Wheat a little bit more. This one kind of, you have to, you know, I like to use my colors at least twice. So here we have the coral, 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 coral. well, wild wheat, wild wheat, wild wheat. So, you know, pull it in. If you have 2 or 3 colors, make sure you use them in some ways at least a couple times. Oh, and then the envelopes to match. So there we go. Aren't they pretty? So that's the second set of cards. Now we have the last one. And this is probably my favorite. Okay, we are going to do a monochromatic card with Pebbled Path. All right, now this card is the one I mentioned. So here, the card base is actually 4 1/4 by 11. So I'm going to show you how I do this, okay? I believe, I might have to cheat a little bit. I believe this is 3, it's my measurements, yep, 3 1/4. All right, so when you're making this card, you will, I'm going to bring my cutting area away. I'm going to score first. So this is 5 1/2. I'm at 5 1/2 here, which is half of 11-inch long paper, right? This is 11-inch, score it in half at 5. Okay, now we want to score not just at 4 1/4 first. We're going to, we're going to cut off at 3 1/4. You're like, what? Okay, so there we go. And it doesn't matter which way you do first, but now to make 2 cards, this is 4 1/4. I probably went too fast, but I don't like my videos to last too long, or people will get bored or say, I can't watch anymore. Okay, 4 1/4. I really could have done either one first. It does not matter which one you do first, but now I have basically this card. So you took this, let me move this out of the way. You took that, cut it off, and put it over here. Why does it seem, did I cut that in the wrong? I did. Did I cut it at 4? Oh my goodness, lucky I don't need this. But I must have cut it at 4 and not 4 1/4. Yes, I did. So now I only have 1 card. Did you guys catch that? Oh well. So here is my other piece. So there you go. You just take this piece, flip it over here, and you have an easy fun fold. So yeah, of course on video. Caught forever, making a mistake. All right, so this is Pebbled Path. The inside is 4 inches by 4 1/4. And right away, I'm just gonna stamp my inside so I can glue that on. I really like to stamp before I glue. It makes your life so much easier if you do that. Trying to get straight. Okay. I always stamp off before I clean on my chamois over here out of camera because my chamois stays cleaner. Okay, I wonder if I can get this on here. Let's see. This last bit of scrap I've got. Yep, I think I can do it. Okay, barely, barely. And then we're going to turn this one into a sympathy card. Okay, and then one of my favorite stamps in this set, oh, I hope I brought it. Oh, come on. I'm gonna go get it if I didn't bring it. Oh, there it is this one. I don't know why I love that one so much. So remember, when you have a tiny stamp like this, you're gonna wanna do it barely a touch. Do not smash it into your ink pad because you will not see your image, okay? All right, so that's all the stamping. Such a neat set. I hope you, if you don't have this, I hope you want it because it's great. Okay. Put that in the inside of our card. And this white layer kind of gives you another layer as you add the final one. So let me finish. I think I'm going to have to cut that so the punch can fit in. Love, love, love this punch. I'm sorry it's out of stock right now. It'll be back, She'll be back, but they're teasing us. Okay, I love monochromatic cards, don't you? I mean, they're just so soft, soothing. I guess if you're one of our Stampin' Up! Matchy people, it makes us happy to have everything match, and this is a perfect example. You might wonder why I do that. I don't get way to the edge, but then I can pick this up without picking up anything that's full of glue. So, so that's why I put my glue on the other side. Oh gosh, this is either my designer paper isn't quite right, or my designer paper wasn't. So I'm going to get my paper trimmer out and fix that. Oh, and a little too close. Can I scoot that? That's the nice thing about our glue, our liquid glue, is before it dries, there's this sliding time, I like to call it. So you could do kitty wampus if you want, or catty wampus, whatever you like to say. Okay, a little bit of glue, and now what I'm looking at is this. I'm trying to get it, you don't have to, you can do it off a little bit, but I think it looks pretty when it's matching. Okay, so we've got that, and I'm going to do the little trick of layering these punches. So I punched out a pebbled path piece, and I'm going to add some glue to the bottom or the middle area, and take our punched piece and layer it. And what I look at when I'm doing that is so nothing is peeking out. So I'm going to just slide that a little bit, and then nobody knows that there's half a layer underneath here, or a separation, I guess you could say. So put that on there, hold it up, and make sure nothing is peeking out the sides, and you have a beautiful layered piece. Okay, so we're going to do a fold of ribbon. Now you can do that like this, or you can do it like a cancer ribbon. So the other card I shouldn't use that term, cancer ribbon, but that's what it reminds me of. So I'm going to do just a loop in this situation. So I know I want it like that. So what I'm going to do is lift that up. I have it in place. Add my adhesive. I do want my ribbons to cross over. Press that down and do a little bit more and press that down. Okay, I'm going to adjust that a little bit. Nope, I do want to cross over. Okay, like that. Okay, now when I add my dimensionals, I have a tip. Because the ribbon is thick in the middle, I never put dimensionals on that ribbon. I put them around, and I use this up before I do my edges. So that makes it not lumpy, because you're sandwiching the thickness of the ribbon here. And there we go. That's the last card. So you can see that this is more of the other type of fold, and here's just a loop of ribbon. So you can do either way. And here are the beautiful envelopes that go with each one. So aren't they pretty? Yeah, the cards are beautiful. They're simple. Make really good use of your paper. But here is the other version. I mean, totally different, very similar, of course. But yeah, I just love this. Okay, let's put them in our box. Okay, so here we go. And here's our box. Slide that ribbon off. Sneak those in there. You can do it upright or not. It might be easier not to put all of the cards in at once, like I'm doing. But if you have a little patience, it works. They're so layered that it's easy to get caught on things. Okay, now like I said, you could add another a little trim piece. You could jazz this up quite a bit, but then you can simply, and the recipient, whoever you gift the cards to, should be able to slide the ribbon on like I'm doing. Trying to keep it all in the same area. There we go. There is our cards and box. And the other one, took all the cards out, is, let's put them in. So which set do you like better? Curious. I should have left the cards out. But here's, I'd call these bright cards. And the other are kind of more subtle. This one, this ribbon's going to have to be finagled better, is a little bit more soft and subtle. This one has, well, of course, the nice bright red of the box. So there you go. Yeah, which do you like better? Do you like the softly sophisticated or the sunny days? They're just so cute, so beautiful, fun to do, and they're neat, easy, fun folds. I will share all these with measurements and, of course, the tutorial. The project tutorial will be free on my blog on Monday, right here. So hopefully you're following me on my blog. You like both? It is, yeah, the soft, okay, the subtles. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I think I don't know, I like them both. My favorite, of course, was the Pebbled Path. I really, really love Pebbled Path lately. That's just one of my favorite colors. It's like a brown, but it's not quite a brown. It has a little bit of a gray tones in there. So, yep. And it does have, I mean, we do have this bright, I guess, if you call Calypso Coral bright. So, there we go. So I'd love to see if anybody makes these cards. Love to see and hear from you if you do make one. Send me a picture of your finished cards. Love to do that, to see that. Okay, all right, that's it for this week. Next week I'll be showing you cards featuring a little latte designer paper, the coffee paper. So that'll be on next Tuesday's video. All right, thank you so much. I hope you like the projects and I hope you make them. All right, oh, I'm glad you're gonna make some, Tina, thank you. Appreciate that. I love hearing that I've inspired you guys to stamp and to send cards. That really makes my day. All right, thanks so much, everybody. Have a great week and make and send some cards. All right, take care. Bye-bye.